kilometers from one coast to the other.
What is the average cost of an electric vehicle in Canada?
I don't know that by heart. We could provide that information to you by writing.
So let me get this straight. This is the guy that is doing the carbon tax, making all these changes, having us pay more money per year for absolutely everything in inflation. This guy doesn't know a simple number that you could go on Google and take 6 seconds to figure it out. Well, I'll tell you what the price is. Here's the price. A little over $100,000. And to find the price, you just have to go to Auto Trader because it's very hard to actually get it from a normal dealer. So that's the price, $100,000. That's how much it costs for an electric car that he's pushing, that he doesn't have any idea what the cost is. Mr. Finance guy. Let's keep going. Listen to Stephen.
So you're going to be mandating Canadians to buy electric vehicles and you don't know the cost of them.
Again, 50% by 2030, 100% by 2035. Most experts agree that by 2024, 2025, there will be no cost difference between internal combustion engine and electric vehicles. So
welcome to the future. It's 2024. Stephen did that like 3 years ago, that interview. Let's look at what if the gas car and the electric car are the same price. Experts say, remember, experts. This is like that reporter saying, some people say that you're this. People say that you're Trump or whatever. Well, he has some people that says gas and electrics are the same. So let's have a look. Now we know that the electric was a little over $100,000. And now let's look at a comparable car, a Honda Accord, 2023, about the same number of kilometers, so 36,000. So according to me, that's about maybe a little over 3 times the cost. So that didn't happen. That electric vehicle and a gas vehicle are the same price. And remember, Tesla is the top of the line electric car. A Honda Accord, I mean, we're not talking here Lexus or Porsche or anything here. It's just a run-of-the-mill car tier 2, right? And we're not even talking the kilometer difference that it can do. Now, as far as he's not mandating, 3 years ago, oh, don't worry, there's no mandating. And you hear the voice in him. Well, he is mandating. So 3 years later, he did do that. So I don't know if he lied about that, or even like, when they say triple the carbon tax. Oh, no, we won't do that. They do it. They say whatever is at the moment to make you relax, and then a year later, then all of a sudden, boom, it hits you. That's exactly his entire plan. When they say the carbon tax will be over $1,000 a ton? Oh, no. Well, yeah, it is. It is. That is the whole plan. They just won't say it because it'll freak everybody out. Let's keep watching Guilbeault here.
Today, though, Canadians are concerned about today.
But we're not mandating anything today, sir.
Okay. You're confident electric vehicles can survive minus 45 degrees going across the prairies with 5 charging stations?
I don't own an electric vehicle. I don't own a vehicle, full stop, but my service vehicle is a fully electric, is 100% EV, and I take the train as much as I can between Montreal and Ottawa, but we take the car even in the winter, and it works.
The 2 points on this, you shouldn't be bragging that you don't have a car when you actually have a chauffeur driving you around. Like that doesn't cut it. Even if it is an electric car, he has a chauffeur driving him, and they pay him quite handsomely. So, and him taking the train back and forth from Toronto to Montreal. Why doesn't he talk about his carbon tax on his plane trips that he flies to China to talk about energy? And also the other point here in the winter. Well, we recently found out in the winter how people can get stranded on there too. So everything coming out of his mouth is untrue. You notice that. Let's keep watching.
Yep. Norway, as you may know, is a coal country.
We're not talking about Norway.
50% of vehicles sold in the coal country that is Norway are electric vehicles today. It can be done.
Not the size of Canada, though. So they're right now.
We're encouraging.
So Toyota was in front of the committee here a while back, and they said that basically the average cost of a zero emissions vehicle was $56,000. Double the price of a gas-powered vehicle. So, Minister, the average median household income in my riding is just below $50,000. Not all Canadians make $270,000 like you, Minister. So do you believe these vehicles are affordable?
First, as I said, most experts agree that by 2024, 2035, there will be no cost difference between electric vehicle and internal combustion engine.
It was a great question, and from what I see, it's 2.5 times, so nearly three. The guy said it was two, so it's still double even now. So for Pierre, not Pierre, to for Stephen to bring stuff up in the future of how something's going to be affordable or not. He's not a scientist or anything. He's not a wacko scientist or anything like that. He's just a politician. And once you're finished your term, and because he's not going to be around for 2035 anyways, at the end of it, no one can call you a liar or anything because you're gone out of it. Like, you can say anything you want in the future, but when that future comes up and you did not hit that target, and even zero, what is it called, a 1.5 centigrade temperature change in 50 years from now with error rate of like 50%. Like, you can say anything you want in the future, but he should be actually predicting stuff in his 4-year term that he's done. And looking at this information that he's presented, it is inaccurate, and it's totally inaccurate. And he could sit in a little committee there and talk to some people and maybe get some hardball questions, but that's it. Like, the rest of it is sitting in a bubble and hiding behind experts and limiting media accreditation, paying CBC and everyone to ask the questions like, what shampoo do you use, and whatever. And that's it. You don't need to go and talk to actual real people, and that's really sad, Stephen. Let's keep going.
And our mandate comes years after that. The first part of the mandate comes in 2030. So way before the cost difference between internal combustion engine and electric vehicles will come into force. And you have to remember that right now EVs are more expensive to buy. They're way cheaper to operate. And if you look at the full life cycle cost.
Well, let's look at the full life cycle cost, and they're way cheaper to operate. Well, how come Hertz, who is a company that doesn't get corporate welfare, they are getting rid of a third of them because they are too much cost to operate? So how is that possible? How is Stephen saying that it's way cheaper, and look at the full life cycle? And what about the life cycle? Say the car does make it to 10 years or whatever. What happens to that battery? He's not even taken into the cost of what do they do with all these chemicals after, because he's not even thinking about that. Stephen, and that's something he doesn't want to think about because he just cares about more taxes and pushing something through. This guy's a lot of experience, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care about it. He only looks at what his view is, and that's it. Let's keep watching, Stephen.
Of owning and operating a vehicle, there are substantial épargne, my apologies, savings, thank you, Mr. Chair, that can be done. So simply looking at the cost of purchasing the vehicle is only looking at half of the equation.
Okay.
10 seconds, Mr.
Oh,
Mayor.
my. So you're...
Time flies when we're having fun.
10 seconds. That's fine. I'm done. Yeah.
Well, the other half of the equation is the production of the car, getting the cobalt and the lithium out of the ground from Africa and how they do it. So he doesn't even look at what the cost is to get the car, get the minerals out of the ground in the first place. So anyway, that's the end of Stephen's time in the committee, and I hope you find this informative.